Most of you have heard by now that I have started a petition that Augusta concerned parents, both Republican and Democrat, are signing. This petition is asking if you, the school board members, will put up a vote to have Miss Kim.
I'm sorry, that's not going to be tolerated.
She's also a public.
No, I'm sorry, it will not be tolerated. I'm going
Okay,
to
I won't
ask
say
you
the
to.
name.
I'm going to ask you to step from the podium. That's the second warning I'm going to give you about making defamatory remarks about
How is that
school
defamatory
personnel.
remark?
Tonight's red hot video, that was quite a video. Their main parent, father, Nick Blanchard, he identifies as a man being cut off by the Augusta School Board chair, whose name is Martha Witham, for daring to discuss a petition that he actually started himself, requesting that the school board members remove a local principal who continues to allow males in women's sports. The superintendent of schools addressed the incident this week by way of email, saying that what we are witnessing appears to be national partisan politics manifesting in local governments and school affairs. Can you imagine that? We value community voices and concerns, she says without a whiff of irony, but there seems to be a fundamental misunderstanding regarding appropriate channels for policy change. Now, this is an amazing one, and the woman actually shut him down, said he's not allowed to be critical of government officials, and then barked at him that she doesn't have to explain why.
Yeah, I guess, are we supposed to go back to a time when, like, public officials, you know, just call for, like, open session, open comment, and there's nobody there? Like, I guess we're supposed to go back to that. They got used to not being in front of voters or in front of people during COVID for so many years. I mean, I think this whole thing is just so ridiculous that, oh my gosh, Americans are showing up and petitioning their government and saying, I don't like that you're doing X. And in this case, he was really respectful. You know, he wasn't really screaming or waving his arms. Yes, he was wearing a black MAGA hat to make his point, which was kind of funny. But he wasn't really doing anything out of the ordinary. He wasn't cursing and all the nonsense that we sometimes see at town halls with liberals completely losing their noodles.
But she told him that you're not allowed to say things. She used the word defamatory there. Another point, she said that you're just not allowed to be critical. You're to say things that are critical. So you can show up to school board meeting, but only if you have positive things to say about the government officials. So I mean,
it's a constructive compliment circle, Chris.
Right.
We all have to just say something nice about each other, followed by something nice.
Right.
I can't think of any more constructive way of channeling change by getting a petition, peacefully, politely going up, saying your piece, right? Not doing the expletive. We've seen jerks on both sides do this.
Yeah.
He was being perfectly fine. And instead it's like, okay, what do we pay you for? How do, defund now, universal school choice. You guys are choosing not the 80-20 issue, choosing the 10% on a 90-10 issue.
Yeah.
Honestly, and shutting him down, shutting down the free speech was what really got me going in this, and then barking at him that she doesn't have to explain why, but you're not allowed to say anything critical of government officials. I mean, and this gender sports thing, there's a religious component, a free speech component, a right to petition component. That's at least 3 of the 5 pillars of the First Amendment that she's shooting down there to protect her own rice bowl. A New York State Education Department, they have one there too. The Department of Education of the state of New York is refusing to eliminate its DEI practices, despite President Trump's executive order ending this destructive practice across the United States. It's a federal executive order, the president, with department official Daniel Morton Bentley is 2 last names, claiming in a letter that there kind of actually really are no federal or state laws prohibiting the principles of DEI. Perhaps he needs a reminder that President Trump's January executive order on that matter indeed bans the practice, specifically both across federal agencies and also it has to do with federal grantees. That is also known as state and local agencies that take federal money. So he's like, well, hey, we're just going to go ahead and do it anyway. We don't care.